In the early morning hours of April 16, 1992, 45-year-old Jay Durham left his home in Little Rock, Arkansas. Jay, an auto mechanic and motorcycle enthusiast, was bound for Canton, Kansas to pick up his 19-year-old son. An 800-mile round trip on a motorcycle, the return half with a passenger, would seem a tall order for most of us. But Jay Durham felt more at home on his bike than he did in a car.
I've been riding motorcycles about 30, 35 years, and I've chopped them, customized them, and painted them, and just done everything you can think to one, you know. I've just loved motorcycles all my life.
For an hour, Jay's trip was uneventful, until he was just west of the Russellville exit on Interstate 40.
Doing about 60, 65, you know, and bang, and then he just kept on going. You know, he didn't make no attempt to stop whatsoever, you know.
Jay's motorcycle was trapped beneath the truck's bumper. Jay was hopelessly pinned between the motorcycle and the truck's grill. To add to Jay's horror, the driver was closing in fast on another tractor-trailer. Jay had no choice but to jump.
I thought I broke my leg, but it wasn't broke. You know, after I finished rolling and stuff like that, then when I reached down to feel how bad it was broke so I could move it, so I could set up, I couldn't do it because it wasn't there.
Jay Durham's leg had been snapped off at the knee. Remarkably, he stayed calm enough to use his chain belt as a tourniquet.
I just told myself either I got calm and not bleed totally to death, or I was going to die. I just said, either I live or I die. And I wanted to live.
Through a haze of pain and disorientation, Jay watched as a trucker tried to detach the motorcycle from the truck's grill. Jay could not make out the man's features, but he feared that the trucker wanted to kill him. Jay struggled to hide in the shadows. Before long, another truck pulled over. The two drivers succeeded in prying Jay's motorcycle loose. Then they began what appeared to be a search for Jay himself.
I was laying there on the side of the road, and when they came back to the back of the truck, I felt like they was going to pull an easy rider on me, kick me in the head, and be done with me. And I just didn't yell out to them. I thought I'd be better off just to yell for somebody else and flag somebody else down if I could get someone to stop. They just kind of looked around a little bit, and a couple of minutes later, they walked right back to their tractors. And then a few minutes later, they left.
Jay Durham lay by the side of the road in agonizing pain and uncertainty until a group of teenagers stopped and called an ambulance. As Jay hung out a light by the barest thread, he was rushed to a nearby hospital where doctors worked around the clock to save him.
I broke 4 or 5 ribs, and I punched holes in my lungs, and I got my thumb cut off, the end of my finger cut off. I broke my knuckles. I broke a couple fingers on my other hand. It was sprained, and cracked my jaw and knocked my teeth out and broke my nose, and I don't know how many fractures in my skull I got, but I had a few pieces of bone up there kind of just wallering around, and I got over, I think, 400 or 500 stitches in the top of my head.
It's been 2 long, painful years, but Jay Durham has made a miraculous recovery. Although he hopes to increase his mobility by purchasing a motorized wheelchair, he realizes that he will never again work as a mechanic. Today, Jay is learning a new trade, tattoo artist, in order to support his family.
It's just changing my life just totally. I mean, I live it all the time. I'm just hoping I'll just constantly keep getting better and make a better future for myself, because I'm not going to give up. Take these in there and I'll
Jay spends every spare moment trying to track down the man who cost him his leg. Despite the best efforts of law enforcement, few clues have come to light. So Jay has taken his crusade to more than 1,000 truck stops throughout the South and Midwest.
I need to try to find him, and I'll know that, you know, he ain't going to do it to anybody else.
Find this person that ran me over with a tractor trailer.
He knew what he's doing, and he thinks he's getting away with it. And I hope to God I can catch him before he does get away with it.
Law enforcement has only one possible clue that might solve this case. They believe the grill and radiator of the truck sustained significant damage, and the repairs would have been extensive.
Evidence at the scene did indicate that there was a possible radiator leak in the truck, probably due from the motorcycle being lodged up underneath the truck. There was a considerable amount of antifreeze on the shoulder of the road, which would indicate to me that the truck probably sat for a period of time while the driver unlodged the motorcycle from beneath his truck. As he left, the trail of antifreeze led back up onto the westbound lane and continued.
The date of any repairs would probably have been April 17th or 18th, 1992. Authorities also want to talk to the truck driver who stopped to help free the motorcycle. They believe he is completely innocent and was told that the truck had hit a parked riderless bike. Perhaps he can help identify the hit-and-run trucker. If you have any information, please contact the Arkansas State Police or write to Unsolved Mysteries, Post Office Box 11449, Burbank, California, 91510, 1449.